Welcome to day 3 of 5 days in Notion. If you pay attention to this class, it's going to change your life forever. Why? Because it's going to transform the way you live and achieve your goals. You've probably heard people talk about work-life balance, but the truth is, it is a myth. There is no magic formula that will let you perfectly balance every aspect of your life all at the same time. After attending the Global Leadership Summit last year, one of the speakers, Brown Duckett, shared something that really struck with me. As a leader, you must intentionally manage different aspects of your life, not just as one. And that's what approaching your life as a portfolio allows you to do. Think about it like this: as an investor, you want to invest in stocks, and you understand the power of diversified portfolio. And so that will most likely want to lead you to investing in an ETF, which is sort of a basket of different stocks in one. The idea is simple. Even if one stock doesn't perform well, another one will, and your overall portfolio stays strong. Your life can work the same way. Instead of focusing on one area, you can treat your life as a portfolio of stocks, each representing a key area of your life. For me, my portfolio includes 9 stocks. Number 1 is spiritual, which is nurturing my faith and my soul. Number 2 is personal. I have my personal life to live, and that's enjoyment, experiences, hobbies, wish list, and the likes. The third one is financial, managing, and multiplying my income, especially managing my money intelligently. The fourth one is my business, a venture that I co-run with my partner. The fifth one is my career and academy. And this talks about learning, staying relevant, and growing. The sixth one is relationship, which is investing my time and caring for people that matter to me the most. The seventh one is my intellect, that is developing my intellectual prowess. And so this particular area of my life focuses on reading, learning, and sharpening my mind. Number 8 is my health. Without a healthy body, I won't be able to do all of this thing that I've done. So my health is also very important. So my health focuses on what I eat, my physical well-being, and my habits. And lastly, which is the ninth one, is legacy. That is giving my time, energy, and resources towards a cause that is higher than myself. And that is Fortward. Fortward is an organization that focuses on empowering Africans with the skills, tools, and knowledge they need to meet the demand for sustainability and innovative thinking. So I'll say that again: my spiritual, personal, financial, business, career and academy, relationship, health, intellect, and legacy. Those are the 9 stocks that I have in my life portfolio. The beauty of this approach is that you can track your progress in each of these areas. For example, last year I tracked how I showed up for people that really mattered to me, my friends, my family members. And the chart above here shows the number of events that I attended and how they impacted all of my life portfolio. And based on this chart, it shows that I attended 13 events that has to do with building relationship. I attended a friend's wedding. I attended one of my friend's book launch. I attended a friend's birthday, and all of that. And so this tells you that I'm more intentional about showing up for the people that matter to me in life. So having this chart and this report helped me focus on showing up for the people who truly matter to me. I did the same with my health last year. I really tried to stop taking soda, and I started tracking every single thing that I take into my body every single day. And by tracking daily, I could make intentional, healthier choices and even submit my diet to my doctor for a professional insight. This year, I'm taking it further, adding more fruits and cooked meals into my diet. Ultimately, managing your life as a portfolio helps you make intentional choices. You begin to see the areas of your life that needs more attention at different life stages. Sometimes your career, sometimes your business, sometimes your family or relationships. And because you are tracking each area, you can easily adjust without losing sight of the bigger picture. When you approach your life this way, like an ETF, a collection of stocks, you are actively growing. And just like in investing, it's okay if one area underperforms temporarily. The others can carry you forward. Now let's head into Notion so that I can show you how you can start building your personal goal and vision system. As the introductory part of this video, I was mentioning about your life portfolio. So now what we are going to do at this data center, the reason we are starting with data center is so that when we get to our dashboard, when we want to start building our dashboard, you can see how all of these things now come together and make sense. Remember I said the reason why you need to first of all create your data center is because when you start working with your dashboard, in a situation whereby you mistakenly delete a data in your dashboard, you can always retrieve it back through your data center. So ensure that your data center is somewhere where it's safe. That's why on your page here, you see that your data center is always on private. This is your data center, a page that you've created separately. So now we won't be able to, because of the length of this video, we don't want to be too long. I mentioned that you can look at your life. I personally have 9 portfolio as for my own life, treating my life as an ETF. You can also, depending on how you want it to be like, you can decide to choose for yourself. But what we are going to be focusing on today is going to be your personal life as a portfolio, as a stock in your portfolio. So in your personal life, say you have your personal life goals, and when you have your personal life goals, one thing that's also very important is that goals are sometimes, they look humongous for you to be able to achieve them. And so what is advisable for you to do is you break it down into routines, because I always say that goals won't be achievable if you don't have the culture or the routine that backs it up. So what we are going to be, the conversation that we having now, or the data that we are going to be building now, is going to be your weekly routine and your key performance indicators for your goals. I repeat again, we are going to be focusing on personal life, where we are going to be building your key performance indicator and your routine database. So let's dive right in. Toggle, because we are going to be building our personal life portfolio all together. So I'm going to have toggle here. This toggle. So what I'm going to label this toggle is personal life. I'm going to label this personal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to list all the life portfolio that I have. For example, you can always change to yours however you like. This personal, I have personal life, I have spiritual, I have business, I have finance, I have spiritual, business, finance, I have health, I have intellect. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have career. What does I have in my portfolio again? Then I have relationship. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have legacy. So legacy are project that. Then I have legacy. For today, we are going to be focusing on personal. You can, based on the example I'm going to give when it comes to personal goal, you can use that to build your spiritual. Whether I want to be watch sermons, listen to different kind of things that will help you build your spiritual life. Then of course business, how you manage your business finance, how you manage your business project, and the likes of finance, your health, intellect, career, and academic, relationship, legacy. So we are going to be using personal life as the building block or the foundation that you can leverage the learnings to build every other aspect of your life. So now, if this is a toggle, right? So meaning that you can nest different database inside. We can nest different database inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reveal this one. We don't have any data inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag these books, because books are for my intellect, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to career and academy, reveal this intellect and nest the books inside. So I'm going to move these books inside this part so you can see the book chapters under as well. So once I toggle off, you can see it's nested together. So meaning that I have some data inside, but this is keeping my data. This is pretty much keeping my data center clean and well organized. So we have intellect. Tell my intellect I have books, I have book chapters. So I now go to when we now start creating our dashboard that can help us have an overview of all that is happening in all of these aspects of our life. we can just pull data from the data center using relations and roll-up to view what is going on there. But now we are going to be focusing on personal. So for this person, I'm going to be adding a couple of database. I'm going to be adding 3 databases. I'm going to be adding goals, key performance indicator, and routines. Those are the 3 things they are going to be talking about for today's data center. So of course, we are going to add a table in the drill, a / and data inline database. Then we call this one goals. Call this goals. Now for this goal, I plan to have 100 subscribers. The goal is to have 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Say my goal this year. So goal this year is to have 1,000 subscribers before. Say goal this year is to have 1,000 subscribers by March, which is Q1. By April, goal is to have 1,000 subscribers. Goal is to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers by March, which is Q1. You can see that our goal already has an icon. This is a page already, so I want to change this icon to goal. Let me change to that. That's a goal. So now for your goal, every goal should have a deadline, because the smart ideology about goal setting, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be actionable. I can't remember the A, R, and T. I know that T is time bound. Time bound simply means that it has to have a deadline. I know that this is specific enough and time bound, 1,000 subscribers by March, which is the end of Q1. Then you can add a deadline, which is the date. I'm going to add date here. Look for date property, add date. Then go for change the calendar and switch this to 31st. So this is my goal. I'm going to add another goal. So the next one I'm going to add there is to post consistently on LinkedIn for next 90 days. 90 days also Q1. So I'm going to change the icon here as well. So that's Q1, 31st. So these are the 2 goals you are going to be working with. You can always increase yours. Now, if you look at these 2 goals, now what I used to do is that every goal that I set it as it relates to my life portfolio. So what I'm now going to add another property of select. If select property, I'm going to label it portfolio. So the reason I'm labeling portfolio is to be able to detect which area of my life is this goal about. I'm going to add another goal that has to do with. I'm going to add another goal that has to do with my finance. So the goal I'm going to add here is invest $100. The next one I'm going to add is invest 50,000 naira monthly at the least. Invest 50,000 naira monthly. So I'm going to add another goal. The goal I'm going to add is invest 150,000 naira by the end of Q1. So of course change the icon. Now Q1 is going to be that's going to be by March 31st. So these are the goals I've set for myself. Now the first goal, if you look at it critically, is more about my personal life, because personal life has to do with, say, your personal brand as a person, your reputation, and what have you. So this particular goal, it relates to my personal life. And in a situation where your YouTube channel is related to your business, that means this goal is going to be about your business. So you need to check the context of the goal that you're saying as well. So for my portfolio, so I'm going to be adding options here. So this goal is related to my personal life, Then the next goal is consistently on LinkedIn for the next 90 days. Of course, this is also personal, because people see my social media account, which I actually call social media asset, by the way. It's portrayed the kind of person that I am. So the kind of message I put on my LinkedIn page, kind of message I post across my social media page, is meant to reflect the kind of person that I am, or the kind of person that I want people to perceive me to be. Now, the next goal, which is invest 150,000 naira by the end of Q1, which is March, which is by the end of March, which is by March 31st. This has to do with finance. That's my financial life. So this particular goal is going to go to finance. So this is going to be finance. Like I said, you can always color code it the way you want, but let's stick with this. Now, if you look at this goal, they may not be too big, or medium, it will be depending on the way you look at it. But this goal are not going to just achieve themselves. So the question we'll ask yourself is, what are the things I need to do in order to be able to achieve these goals? What are the things I would need to do in order to achieve these goals? For example, this goal about achieving 1,000 YouTube subscribers by Q1 didn't start for me this year. It started from last year. So my thought was that if I want to achieve 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I will need to start learning a lot of things, read books, listen to podcasts, so that I can have value to offer to my target audience, and the value that I'm offering to them will be worthwhile, and it will be something of value to them, and they want to stay and even refer my content to the audience that they have access to, right? So knowing what you need to do consistently is very important. So we already have this goal, and so how are we going to know that we are going to achieve this goal? That's why key performance indicator comes in. So I'm now going to create another database. So we already have this database. So by the way, we already have this database. I'm going to create another database here. Let's come down here. So I'm going to create another database. I'm going to call this one key performance indicator database /data inline. Then we call this key performance indicator. So I'm going to drag this here. I'm going to put it here as well because it's still under personal life. Can you see? All of these are nested together. So we have key performance indicator here. So in order for me to be able to achieve this 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I just imagine that means I probably need to start posting every single day. So I'm going to like a team of 3 things I need to do every single month, because for me to be able to achieve, for example, investing $150,000 by the end of Q1, that means I probably need to start investing start saving up a 50,000 naira every month for February, for March, so that by end of Q1 I can put my money into an investment, into a brokerage account that for the investment of and buy any stock that I want to buy. So what I'm going to do is automate. So what I'm going to do is save 50,000 naira for investment in January. So I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. So save for investment. So that will do most of the time. I save to invest, because the advantage of saving to invest is that when you save in the iSaving account, while your money is still waiting for your money to the yield date. So the part about saving to invest is that while you wait for your money till the date you've set for it to withdraw your money, start accumulating a lot of interest. That means you've invested 150, but you saved 150 across the 3 months, but you're not just getting 150,000. We are getting an interest on your money. So that's the advantage of saving to invest. So that being said, so these are the things I need to do every single month so that I can achieve my goals. So I'm adding icon money. I'm going to add money icon. So I want to add money icon to all of this. Change edit icon. Yes. So that means for me to be able to achieve this particular goal of investing 150,000 naira by the end of Q1, that means I need to save 50,000 naira for investment in January, in February, in March, so that by end of Q1 I'm going to pull this money into my investment account. Now there's definitely going to be a deadline. So what you can also do is, of course, set a date. Now the can do for your to use different brokerage for savings and likes. You can always automate your savings. So target when your monthly salary comes in. So what you can do is set a date. Maybe you can target the date your monthly salary comes in, so that the advertising can automatically deduct the amount that I want to save by default. So say for example, some of their salary by the middle of the month or by the end of the month. So I think for Nigeria it's always 28th of January. So click on 28th of January for to save, automatically save. Then you click for February, of course you click on 28th of February, and for March you click on 28th of March as well. So meaning that these are the dates you have to save that can also track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this key performance indicator together with my goals. So for my key performance indicator, to link it together, just like we did yesterday, you come to your goals, click on the add property icon, then come to relations. Once you click on relations, what you now do is, what are you adding it to? Goals from the data center. So you click on goals, two-way relations, you click on two-way relation, and then you add relation. You can see here what's happening here. So now I want to link my key performance indicator to my goal. I want to be able to link my key performance indicator to my goal. What I'm going to click on is add property. You remember, you add relations. You have key performance goals and key performance indicator. So I'm going to click on goals here, and of course two-way relations. Then to relate back to goals, then click on what? Add relations. Why is it showing related to goals? I don't know why. This is most likely. So now I want to link my key performance indicator together with my goals. What I can do is I can, of course, use my key performance indicator, click on add property, then you can see. So now I want to link my key performance indicator to my goals. So I'm going to click on, of course, the add property, then relations. Goals is related to what? Key performance indicator. So I'm going to click on key performance indicator, then make what? A two-way relations related to goals, then add relations. Can you see automatically they are now automatically linked together? So what I'm now going to do is, for each of these goals, I'm going to link it back to where they belong. So saving and investment is related to my investing 150,000 by the end of Q1. So I'm going to switch, click on this cell, invest, click on add. Can you see we have about 3 goals here? So I'm now going to link each of the key performance indicator to each goal. So add, yes. So save 150 is related to what? Investing 150,000 naira by the end of Q1. So I'm going to copy and paste it on also Command C or Control for those who use Windows. Then highlight the 3, then paste. So now if you check here, now you can see that it's displaying. These are the key performance indicator. These are the key performance indicator for this particular goal. So the key performance indicator, for me to be able to achieve this result, I have to save for investment in January, in February, and in March. So now that's what we have here now. So I'm going to add the key performance indicator for posting every day on LinkedIn. Of course, part of the thing that I will need to do is write journal every day. That's one of the ways I can achieve that result. Journal every day. Journal is to write every day. Part of the things that I will need to do is take every day. I guess take pictures every day. I don't the icon to show because I don't have the time to be adding icons also. So I'm going to hide the icons for now. So take pictures. Let's say these are the things I need to do to write to be able to be consistent with my content. So this is probably going to be every day. So we are going to probably have a beginning date and an end date. So you can have this end date is going to be 31st. So you are going to do this into March. Same goes for taking pictures. And then of course you need to write content. You need to like draft content, edit content, then schedule your content for posts. But I'm going to limit it to this just to like cite examples. Then I'm going to link it back to my particular goal, which is post constantly on LinkedIn for the next 90 days. So what I'm going to do is click on the goals that I've linked to my key performance indicator and link those goals together. So it's to post consistently on LinkedIn for the next 90 days. And the next one also as well is to post on LinkedIn. So now, meaning that the key performance indicator for me posting consistently for the next 90 days is to journal every day and to take pictures every day. So that's so now for me to acquire 100 subscribers, it means that I have to post minimum of 1 videos every week, or a minimum of 1 video every day. Post a minimum of 1 video every day, because in order to start most of your social media account, volume is always the most important over quality. Now when you now build your audience base, they can see your growth process and I can start building quality. So post a minimum of 1 video every day, and say that means for you to be able to post a minimum of 1 video every day, you need to like shoot content bi-weekly. So those are part of the things that you can do. So that means for posting a minimum of 1 video every day, that means it's also from January to March, from January 1st to March 31st. Another thing that you can also do, a single video every day, you can batch shoot and schedule all of them
so that even when you are not actively involved, your content is going up on your social media page. But my advice is always that be intentional about your posts, engage with your audience when you post all of this content, in order to be the personal and a more resonated with the target audience. Because people nowadays, I mean, with AI and the likes, a lot of AI content are flying around. But in the age and time that you're in, people want to be able to be emotional connection. And so what you want to do is to be able to build that connection with your audience. So that's why be intentional about your post and whatever it is that you do. That's that for that. Then of course we need to link it to your this is about YouTube subscribers. It's going to appear. You can see that here. And posting bi-weekly, say the deadline to be April as well. Depending on the deadline you want to put, just ensure that your deadline has it. Your key performance also have a deadline. So what I used to say is that you have a goal that has a deadline, then your key performance indicator now become the sub deadline. Meaning that you know that performing well in your key performance indicator, you can't perform well in your overall in your overall goal. So that's why the key performance indicator is very, very important. So that for key performance indicator. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at here now is how can we now be able to like track both together. Just like yesterday, we are going to add a status property. So click on this status. So status properties for status. So we now have the status here. So what we're going to go back to the goals to do is now we want it to roll up the status to know whether we are done with a goal or not. So to be able to help us track our goals. So what we are going to do is now come back to goals here, add a new property called roll up. Just like name roll up means is to roll up a property from the linked database that you the main database. I'm speaking too much. I want to roll up a data from the key performance indicator to display on the goals database. So because I've linked them together using the relation, so I can easily roll up here. So I'm going to, for this roll up, I want you to show me the number of, how many you have. I want you to show me the number of key performance indicator that is first of all related to this goal. So I'm going to click on the cell is related to key performance indicator. The property name, yes, you can leave it as property name. So is this what it is the numbers of items that are related to this goal. What this relation does is to basically connect them together. You can't really do much about the relations. It can't really get you much when it comes to tracking. What God can give you the most of the result is roll up. The essence of relation is like relation is not, and then the roll up are like the that you get from the knot. Once you remove the knot, everything else it can't work. Now in our roll up, for our roll up, I want the roll up to display the numbers. For me to change it from these names that we have for key performance indicator, all I just have to do is if you click on that roll up, if you click on this roll up property cell again, you see something that is showing is related to key performance indicator. The property that the roll up is displaying is the name. And now how do you want it to display the property? Do you want to show the original, which is the name? Do you want to show the unique value, that is, in case you have some tags that are duplicated, it's just going to show all of them. Then we have count. Is that all? If you switch to count all, it will tell you the number of tags that you have. That means for you to be able to achieve this goal, you have just one tag. We actually have two tags. So let's link this particular batch content bi-weekly. Let's link it to YouTube subscribers. So we have two. You can see that this thing has changed to 2 now. So that's what happens. So with roll up, whatever you do on your database that you link together is automatically going to have effect on the that you created. So now another thing that is very important that I had is that yes, on the first one that you created. So the next one is how do you now start showing all of those tracking? So you can see that this thing is calculating for us number of items that you have. So we can say that this is what KPI. So these are the KPIs, because really those are the KPIs. That means for you to achieve this goal, you need to perform 2 KPIs to be able to achieve this goal. Now, how can we track when we've done one and we can see the progress that we are making? So what next we're now going to do is we are going to go again, add another property, add the roll up. Now, what you want to roll up is now going to be still key performance indicator. We now want to roll up the status to know which one is done. So these are the status. You can see not started, not started. This status, I want it to show what count. So I can set to like it for me to count only for per group. So you know we have different groups of status. We have not started, in progress, and done. But I want this rolled up to only display number of projects that are done. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to click on this. I'm going to show count and count per group. This is going to be what? Complete. So can you see that's 0 of what? 0 of 2. That means I've performed only 0 of 2 on most of all of these taxes, KPIs rather. So we have 0 of 2, 0, 0 of 3. If I change this tax here to done, you can see there's going to be a change. Can you see? This invest 150,000 by the end of Q1. You can see it is now showing 1 of 3. Now, in the same way, but I don't want you seeing all this thing. I want you to be able to show a progress bar. What you can now do is for every cell has its own property. Every column rather has a property that you can edit. So when you click on this property, you can see edit property, and you can see key performance relations, target, and the rest. Show original, change type. I want to be able to change the display. So now for me to be able to change this thing to a progress bar, what I'm now going to do is, okay, so in a slide, you don't want to see all of these fractions. I want to be able to display it in a progress bar. What you're now going to do is click on this and then go to edit property. On this edit property, the reason why it's going to be showing fraction is what you've told the cell or the column rather to display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the display of what I'm seeing. So click on the roll up, click on edit property, and change it to calculate. We are still using status. Tell it to count per group. Instead of counting per group, I'm going to change to percentage. So percentage, I want percentage of the tasks I've completed. So once you click on tasks you've completed, you can see that it's now showing you, because I've changed it now to percentage, that's why it's showing me this one. So you can either change it to either for it to display numbers, to display a bar, or for it to display a ring. Most of the time I always like to have a bar. So when you change it to bar, for the bar, let's go back again. For the bar, you can always change the color as well, but I mean green is a color, so that's why I'm going to leave it as green. So when you click out, you can see that it's not showing progress bar here. So meaning that if you switch to journal every day to done, you're going to see ripple effect on the goals. Can you see? Now it's telling me that for me to consistently, I've done 50% of it. So that's how you link your goals, your key performance indicators to your goals. So now I'm going to nest all of this together. I'm going to turn this one to a page to make this database more cleaner. Turn to a page. So these are goals and key performance indicator. The last one I'm going to talk about is routines. Routines are very important because, I mean, it's not just important for you to set goals. It's also very important for you to have the routine that can help you stay consistent with your goals. So that's why I'm going to now add a routine. So add a routine database. I'm going to add routine here. Routine. The reason I think about this routine is for you to be able to understand one property that I've known about in database. So this routine, daily routine, when you wake up, say you freshen up. My daily routine is to work out. My first is to work out, so that my body wake up, work out and drink water. I mean, because now I'm teaching about my health. Then the next thing for you is to have your breakfast. Just for example, add breakfast, and then read a book. So if this is your daily routine, one thing that's very important for you to add now here, of course, is the timing. Then let's add icons to all. So now, if you observe, you can see that I have to be change all of this icon, which sometimes can be stressful. So what you can do is you can now set a default template so that every time we are trying to add a new page, each page has a default as property that comes with it. Say for example, if I don't want to be adding each of these icons one after the other, I can create a template by coming to this arrow. This database always has its own property. This property here, when you click on this arrow, this is where you can set a new template such that every time you click on a new, it comes with a set of property. So what I'm now going to do is create a new template. So this template, you can have, so you want this template to have an icon. So you set an icon here. Then of course you want to name yourself every time you add a page, so you can leave it here. Now what I used to do most of the time for my daily routine is that for my daily routine, you can always repeat a daily routine. So for example, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to tell it to repeat. I'm going to tell it to duplicate every day, for example, so this is 8:33. I'm going to tell it to replicate itself around 8:45. So now what I have, so this I'm going to use to create a template. So we have the icons, and another thing here is that you can always repeat. You can the database to duplicate itself on database that you want to duplicate. You can always tell it to duplicate itself every day, every week, weekday, weeks, 2 weeks, month, 3 months, 6 months, depending on how often you want it to duplicate. And I usually set for my daily routine, so I was able to track. By the way, like I said, you're going to be getting my template for free. So once you get my template, you'll be able to see all of those you're going to be getting. So this is where you set a template, and so this we have our default template. So when you click out, you will see have as a template here. So now in this template, you always have a default, but you can always switch this one as our default. So when you switch this one to set as default for all routines. So once you switch to that, what happens is that every time you now add a new database, it will come with a default icon, which icon that we have here. Can you see that icon here? So that's how you add the new routine. So you can use database to add your routine, add your time. So I'm going to be sharing with you. So like I said, I'm going to be giving you guys a daily routine tracker. Now you are going to be sending you guys a daily routine tracker. So you are going to be seeing all the templates already have that are going to be repeating. So you can always go into the where you can now edit it to suit your own taste. So that's going to be all for today's class. Remember, now I'm going to move this routine, of course, collapse this into a page, turn it into a page, and then move it into my personal portfolio, personal stock, which is my portfolio, right? So that's going to be we are going to have for personal data center. So like this, you can now use this template to start building it for your spiritual, for your business, for your finance, for your health, and for your intellect. So that's all that I'm going to be doing for today. Thank you.
So today, take a hard look at your life. Which area are you investing in? Which are being neglected? And how can you build this system to track and grow every part intentionally? By the way, managing your life isn't about perfections, because in stock market, there'll be ups and down in the market. It's about clarity, being focused, and taking consistent action. Start small, track consistently, and watch how your life grows in a meaningful way. If you take one thing from today, see your life as an ETF. Invest in every stock.